Such an inspiring group of professionals, researchers, leaders, and innovators who have come together today to address one of the most pressing challenges of our time: how to foster resilient leadership in the face of complex demands of our rapidly changing global environment. This international conference is a unique opportunity for all of us to explore and discuss the transformative potential of industry and innovation. As we work towards sustainable development, it is crucial that leadership at every level is not only forward-looking and dynamic, but also inclusive and capable of driving positive, long-lasting change in our society. On this momentous occasion, I, Renita Aranna, extend a warm and a cordial welcome to each and everyone present here. A day without prayer is a day without blessing, and life without prayer is a life without power. Before we embark on the inaugural program, let us invoke the blessings of Lord Almighty through a prayer song. Let us all stand as we prepare to join the choir in prayer. Thank you, choir, for that melodious rendition. Dance is the hidden language of soul. Through dance, we find our rhythm, our spirit, and our connection to the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Team Nritya on the stage as they present a welcome dance.
फूले अम्बुआ फूटे सु फूले गौरी का सकल वन फूल रही सरसों सकल वन फूल रही सरसों सकल वन
मेरे ढोल ना सुन मेरे प्यार की धुन मेरे ढोल ना सुन
Thank you, Team Nritya, for that wonderful welcome dance. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a honor and privilege to have amongst us the esteemed dignitaries. We have with us the president for today's program, Reverend Father Vishwas Joy Miskit S.J., Dr. Alwyn Desa and Dr. Ronald Nazret, the registrars, the guests, Dr. Anand Edward D'Souza and Mr. Joseph Santosh Siqueira. Also, we have with us Mr. Ronald Olivera and Mr. Sujat bin Ali. Mrs. Nanda Devi, Business Relationship Manager, ISDC. Dr. Dennis Fernandez, Director of Arupe Block. Dean, Dr. Manuel Thauro. May I request the conveners of the program, Ms. Pujari Nisha Gopal and Ms. Renita Fernandez, to escort the dignitaries through the days. Ladies and gentlemen, let us please welcome them with a round of applause as they make their way to the days. Thank you, dignitaries. Welcoming our guest is one of the greatest virtues of our tradition. On this momentous occasion, filled with warmth and appreciation, may I please invite Dr. Manuel Thauro, Dean, School of Commerce, Finance and Accountancy, to do the honor of welcoming the guests.
Very good morning to everyone. We already had an awesome, grace-filled welcome dance, and now it's my task to welcome you verbally. Respected dignitaries on the dais, members of the staff, my dear students, good morning and warm welcome to this international conference on industry and business, building resilient leadership for inclusive and sustainable development. if we study the formation and evolution of this planet Earth, we know that the Earth was endowed with plenty of natural resources. Ever since human life and civilization began on Earth, humans lived here consuming the resources available directly from the nature. Over the centuries, man has been a slave of his environment. He used to live by adapting himself with the challenges of the nature. However, this trend started reversing in the recent years. The creative mind of man led to new discoveries and innovation. This brought significant improvement in the standard of living of the people, which gave further boost for the innovation and research. On the whole, there was a feel-good factor because man, once a slave of environment, now started dominating the environment. Certainly, the advancement in science and technology brought a lot of benefits to us, especially in our living conditions and our standard of living, and brought a lot of comforts to us. We are happy today with our cars, mobiles, infrastructure, and modern amenities at our disposal. This is one side of the success story. Now let's see the other side. Today, no doubt, we are witnessing growth and development of the nations measured in terms of $1 trillion. The issue is, in whose pockets are these dollars? Who are the beneficiaries of the growth process? If every person of this planet is the beneficiary, then there is no issue. It can be considered as all-inclusive development. The situation is not so. The gap between the rich and the poor is widening. Therefore, we can say that our growth and development model has failed. We can't rest and have peace with this sort of development model. Generally, when one of our dear one passes away, we pray for the rest in peace of the departed soul. But I would say we need rest and peace while we are living. There is a sort of discomfort the way the industry is progressing today, facilitated by the advancement in science and technology, especially after the industrialization and globalization of the businesses. The industrial enterprises may be generating incomes and reporting profits in their financial statements and rewarding handsome dividends to the owners. They may also boast of adding to the GDP of the nation, but they are impacting very badly in the social and environmental fronts. Some of the common issues that confront us today, you know them: depletion of natural resources, lack of safe drinking water, clean and fresh air to breathe, greenhouse effect, ozone layer depletion, global warming, melting of glaciers, rising of sea level, extremes of climates, and the list goes on. My dear students, these are not simply the issues. These are the matters of grave concern for all of us, which have serious ramifications on our lives and the lives of our future generations. There is also another issue: inequality in the distribution of income and wealth, and this gap is widening as the days go by. Amassing wealth by plundering the natural resources and harming environment by industrial enterprises continues unabated. Therefore, today it is not enough if the industry is economically viable to the owners. It is important that the industry must be socially responsible and environmentally friendly. Social responsibility and sound environment protection policy should be the core aspect of growth strategy of industrial enterprises. The industrial operations should never result in future catastrophe and jeopardize the life of future generations by depriving them their share of resources of this planet Earth. Therefore, there is a need of resilient leadership to foster all-inclusive and sustainable growth strategy for the benefit of everyone. Well, to deliberate on these crucial issues, we have amidst us the distinguished guests and the eminent resource persons. They have shown resilient leadership in the administration of their organization. On behalf of the management, staff, and students of St. Aloysius University and all gathered here, it is my pleasant task to welcome them to this conference. The chief guest for the inaugural of the conference, Dr. Anand Edward D'Souza, is a social entrepreneur and promoter and director of 3 companies, namely Dawn HR Solutions Private Limited, Bengaluru, with a manpower of about 150 employees, Dawn Legal Associates, which handles legal issues of corporates and civil matters as well, and Dawn Printing Technology, which is into printing and packaging with about 100 employees. He was a past president of the Federation of Konkani Catholic Association, Bengaluru, and continue as its legal advisor. He is also management consultant for more than 150 corporates across India and abroad, especially on change management and innovation. He has master's degree in social work from Roshni Nilaya from Mangalore, LLB from Sheshadri from Law College, Bengaluru, and he did his doctorate in HR process and strategic intervention. Above all, he is a proud Aloysian. He did his BCom in the year 1991-94 and was also my student, a true resilient Aloysian, shining and enkindling. I'm glad that he is our chief guest at this inaugural. On behalf of all assembled here, I accord a cordial welcome to Dr. Anand Edward D'Souza, to our university, and to this conference. May I now request our Finance Officer, Reverend Father Vishwas Joy Miskit, to offer green welcome to Dr. Anand Edward by presenting a sapling. Thank you, Father. The guest of honor of this morning, Mr. Joseph Santosh Sikwera, has flown from Manchester to Mangalore a couple of days back. He is the Principal Cloud Architect, Information Technology, Daedalus National Healthcare Services Global UK. He hails from Puttur, did his initial education at St. Philomena College, Puttur. After his post-graduation in computer science in 1996, he started his career as software engineer and later corporate IT trainer for Wipro, Infosys, TCS, and other tech companies in India and abroad. For the past 2 decades, he has been based in UK, working for the National Healthcare Services Global, delivering the software and designing services to the IT infrastructure. In addition, he is an enthusiastic public speaker and a host in various personal and private parties and concerts. I'm happy that he is our guest of honor today. On behalf of all gathered here, I extend a warm welcome to Mr. Joseph Santosh Sikwera to this function. I request our registrar, Dr. Alvin Desa, to present him a sapling and welcome him. The keynote speaker of the conference, Mr. Ronald Oliveira, is the founder and CEO of Zillion Pathways, Dubai, the institute which nurtures and grooms youngsters. He has conducted numerous communication and leadership workshops for more than 2,000 youth and corporate employees across the globe and helped them to improve their public speaking and leadership skills. He is a member of the Toastmasters International and as a champion speaker has won several awards at Gulf level public speaking contests. Mr. Oliveira also is an illustrious alumnus of St. Aloysius and holds a master's degree in chemistry from Mangalore University. I'm delighted that he is going to deliver the keynote address in this conference. On behalf of everyone, let me extend a hearty welcome to Mr. Ronald Oliveira. I request Dr. Ronald Nazareth, our registrar, to welcome Mr. Oliveira by presenting a sapling. We have one more resource person who is going to speak to you in the second session in the morning, Mr. Sujat bin Ali, General Counsel and Chief Compliance Officer, Re-Sustainability Limited, Hyderabad. On behalf of everyone, let me extend my heartfelt welcome to Mr. Sujat bin Ali. I request our director, Dr. Dennis Fernandez, to present a sapling to Mr. Sujat bin Ali. Representing the management of St. Aloysius University, on this occasion, we have our finance officer, Reverend Father Vishwas Joy Miskit, to preside over this function. He is generous to us by sanctioning our budget for this seminar. Apart from financial administration of the university, he is also teaching management students in the Department of Business Administration. We are pleased by his presence on this occasion. A warm welcome to you, dear Father Vishwas, to this conference. Present here on the stage are our registrars, Dr. Ronald Nazareth, Dr. Alvin Desa, Registrar of Autonomous College, and the Director of Arupe Block, Dr. Dennis Fernandez. They are the custodians of our institution, providing all support to the Vice Chancellor in the administration of the university. They are also our advisors in organizing this conference, extending all their support. A warm welcome to you all, dear sirs, to this conference. This conference is co-hosted by ISDC. While I thank them for their collaboration, I also extend a warm welcome to Ms. Nanda Devi, the local head of the ISDC, to this conference. You know, Ms. Nisha and Ms. Renita Fernandez are the conveners of this conference. They have been tirelessly working all these days, along with the various committee members, student volunteers, to host this conference. A warm welcome to you all. They all deserve good, thunderous applause. The response to this conference has been overwhelming. It is gratifying to note that about 140 papers will be presented in this conference in hybrid mode. We witness here full house attendance comprising invitees, delegates from different institutions, members of the media, and you, dear students. A warm welcome to each one of you to this conference and wish you a fruitful and engaging sessions ahead.
Thank you, sir, for those warm words of welcome, and welcome to you too. May I now request all the dignitaries to kindly come forward and symbolically inaugurate this international conference on industry and innovation, building resilient leadership for inclusive and sustainable development. Our dignitaries symbolically and grandly opening the international conference, joined by the conveners, director, and the dean. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, as they inaugurate the international conference. International Conference. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all now rise for the college anthem. The chief guest for today's program, Dr. Anand Edward D'Souza, is a great leader and a visionary. It is our privilege to have you here today. Sir, may I please request you to address us all.
Good morning. Today's conference presiding officer, Reverend Father Vishwas Joy Miskit, and resource persons, Mr. Ronald Oliveira and Saujat bin Ali, and the guest of honor, Mr. Joseph Santos Siqueira, and registrars, all the guests, dignitaries, and guests of the dais, delegates, and all my beloved students. It is a great privilege for me to come back to St. Aloysius College once again. And my memories are still fresh, though it is 91 to 94, and I am coming back after 3 decades to this institution. But still, the sound of the campus still enkindles in me. And the vibrant St. Aloysius College campus, as well as the hockey ground, cricket ground, as well as people moving around and talking to each other, and lecturers, professors, everybody. So that still I'm able to recollect, because we are able to connect with each other, each student, because we did not have earlier mobile phones, we did not have Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram. So today I think everybody is busy with only those gadgets, but we were all busy in connecting with each other. Still, we are able to actually relate each other in spite of maybe 3 decades old. And today's topic is industry and innovation, building resilient leadership for inclusive and sustainable development. I think it is very apt, especially for the youngsters. And you must have heard about the startups, right? Some people still thinking what is startup is. You have not yet started, that's why you are thinking we have no startups. And the startups are swiftly transforming into giant companies. It is only through innovation and scientific approaches, and also a visionary leadership. These budding entrepreneurs are driven by clear vision to develop into full-fledged corporates. And we are achieving this by involving expert individuals across various fields. With a focused strategy to make quick turnarounds, these companies are not only surviving but thriving in a competitive market. Their journey from small beginning to becoming industry leaders is a testament to the power of innovative thinking and strategic execution. By embracing cutting-edge technologies and fostering a culture of continuous improvement, these startups are setting new benchmarks and redefining success in the corporate world. I think most of you have already witnessed those startups. You see the Uber, Zomato, Blinkit, all these companies. I think click of a button, so people have really gone up these startups and now they are doing extremely well. Now, why I'm here is not only to make some statement about the startups, but I would like to talk about my own story. So you would know whether it is really inspiring story or whether should you start an entrepreneurship or not, so that you may have to decide maybe after I talk about my entrepreneurial journey for almost more than a decade. And after completion of my degree here, I did various qualifications and all that, which Dr. Manuel Tauro has already told you. And what I did, after working for various corporates, I started my entrepreneurial journey in the year 2008. And without knowing what entrepreneurship is, because we did not used to have this Google and all that. We never knew. And we never used AI and all that, what you have currently to how to start a business. So AI will give you how to start a business. You don't require my talks. In fact, I can only share my experience and journey. And I started one firm, and my company name was Dawn, D-A-W-N, don't say Dawn. Okay, so Dawn HR Solutions. I started off that company, and then, okay, of course, it was a struggle, and then I achieved it. And in the year 2010, I started again one more company, was a legal firm. Then I found again success. Then I said, why not one more company? Again, I started one more company in the year 2011. I already had 3 companies. Then when you are seeing success, you thought, when it comes to success, you thought everything would be successful in your life. In the year 2012, I still remember, I ventured into a printing and packaging industry. And though I am not from that industry, then somebody came to me and said, the managing director of that particular company expired, and the lady is unable to manage, and there are about 150 workers. Can you just take it up? I said, I am not from the industry. Why should I really take it up? And I may not be really successful because it is not my field and not my expertise. Then they said, they motivated me, the other directors motivated me. This company was doing 1.5 CR per month, and they are short of about 50 lakhs capital. Can you fund it? I said, I am not in a position to do it. No, after seeing, I was more of ethical man and very concerned about others. So I said, okay, why not? The lady is really struggling, and husband died, and let me help them. So then I did not have money. Then I asked one of my friend from Dubai, not Ronald Oliveira anyways, I asked him, so can you please fund some amount for me? So he said, if you are giving me a guarantee that this business can really do well, so he said, I can invest about 50 lakhs. I was very happy. I was on the moon. I said, I am investing. I invested the entire 50 lakhs. Not on the same company, but I formed a new company, because since I was into legal, I knew the legal repercussions in case you take over the company. That all the entrepreneurs should be aware of, because the legal expertise is very, very important for you. And when I went there, 50 lakhs when I invested, and I found that, the entire assets, the machineries and everything, the bank is going to take over. I have already invested 50 lakhs. Then they said, no, to come out of NPA, I think many of the students here may be aware of NPA. Dr. Manuel Tauro must have taught you. Yeah, so when it became NPA and nobody was ready to help us, then again I asked my partner, say, okay, 50 to 1 crore. Then he said, okay, you are confident? Yes. I said, I am very confident. Finally, what happened for me is to take over the assets and all that. Maybe it costed me more than about 10 crores. And from 50 lakhs, I went up to 10 crores, borrowing funds from everybody and pledging our properties, everything I did. Finally, I have to take off my business. When I went there, since these people have defaulted with the customers, all the customers blacklisted this company. And they said, please do not come to us. We are not going to give you orders. Because of you, you did not provide the packaging material. We have lost huge orders and we will not entertain you. So there was a shock of investing so much. I was in HR business, I was in legal business and going there. Then I said, what to do? My God, I have promised my partner that I would give him back the amount and pledged all my property, including the house. So what is the solution? Then the perseverance. What I did is I spoke to various clients, and after seeing that, no, this person is genuine, he is ethical, then they said, we will start giving you orders. But we got orders after 2 years of my hard work. That is also was not sufficient to take care of my operational expenses. And with that, my entire capital, whatever I have invested, it is almost drained down. Now, over a period of time, I had to pay a loan, everything I had to pay. So then what did I do? I still remember that, I could not manage the industry at all. And investing so much. Finally, I decided that no, if at all I want to live, I have to do something. And I could not manage again. And when you are down, many of your suppliers came to you and they said, if you do not pay, we are not going to leave from here. And many people filed cases. The GST department came behind you. And the intelligence department, income tax department, lawyers notice, and whatnot. And finally the customer said, you are not supplying on time. Again, we wanted to blacklist you. And that was the shock of my life. I said, what a blunder I have done in my life, investing into a business which I did not know anything about it. Then finally, this thought came for me. Then I said, God save me. But nobody was there to listen to me. Finally, there was only one thing. I had to speak to my friends. Then this is my prestige and respect if I speak to them. What they would think. Then finally, I said, I will talk to my family. Yeah, if I talk to my family, they may not be in a position to take. Can I speak to the society? They will say, oh, such a respectable man. So he is already down. What they would, so that particular time, was such a respectable man, you are in the society. Then suddenly you are thinking, how do we approach these things? Then finally I thought, this life is not worth living. So that thought came to my mind. Then I said, I have got 250 employees and 250 families. If I am not there, so how they will be able to take care of by themselves? It is my blunder. It is my failure. If I am the failure, who can make it successful? It is only me. 3 days I meditated, sat and said, okay, I have to make it. And whatever I have lost, let me bring it back. And believe, I did not have food for about more than 4 or 5 days. I was only with waters. Only thinking what to do. I have to make this failure as a success. This is what I have done. And now I'm very, very successful businessman. And how it all happened, that is very important for us. This is one is the commitment that you have. The second is resilience. Resilience is very, very important. And you should mold yourself. And then the failures, whenever there is a failures, you cannot just run away. And you have to say that I stand by all the failures. I would like to see success. See, that is what we have to think. And that is how I brought in a lot of changes in terms of technology as well. Earlier we were saying that the technology and all that doesn't work, but I brought in a lot of different technology, automated machines, and the production evaluation, strategic solutions I bought. With that, my operation cost was 50% down and productivity has gone 100% more than what I was doing it. With that, the company became more profitable. Now, what do what I wanted to tell you that unless you have a proper plan, proper vision, proper leadership, proper commitment, you cannot venture into any kind of entrepreneurship. And it is very, very difficult because once the failure comes, and especially, new generation will not be able to take this sort of tension, stress, pressures. And if at all you lose maybe, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, we have seen so many people taking finances for 1 lakh, maybe, maybe 10,000 people are committing suicide. So this is not easy. For entrepreneur journey is not easy. It looks very, very lucrative. But if you are really doing it well, planning well, I think entrepreneur journey would be very, very successful and you will really enjoy it. And before concluding, I think they have given me only 10 minutes. Before concluding, the father was taking his son, was dropping his son to the school. While going, he was looking around and he saw all the children having different variety of bags. The monkey bag, I love you bag, teddy bag, and maybe different kind of bags. The father he saw and he was telling the son, son, when I was going to the school, I had only nylon bag, and that nylon bag I used to carry the books, and in the evening my dad used to take it to the fish market and get the fish. And same thing we used to wash and get it. Son did not hear all this. Father always tell these scrap stories, as we all know. And then while going further, he saw various vehicles. Children are dropped in all, maybe Audi car, Fortuner, and all very expensive cars. Children are dropped. Then he suddenly remembered his olden days. He told his son, son, see, all these children are dropped with all these expensive cars. And I did not even had a cycle. And cycle was a very big luxury during that time. Son, again, he said, oh, this old man, he keeps on speaking like that. He did not heed and did not listen to him at all. And while going further, he saw the children wearing all expensive shoes like Adidas and Puma and various other shoes they were wearing. Then suddenly he remembered his olden days. He said, earlier I used to have only one Hawaii chappal, and that we used to go to the school sometimes to save even that Hawaii chappal. We used to walk barefooted. And now see the luxury. Again, the son got angry. He saw his father. And finally, when they were going ahead, and he saw children are all using mobile phones and all that. He said, see, the luxury of using the mobile phones. We did not have anything in our time, and we used to sometimes phone or trunk calls. We used to wait for that. Then son listened to the father and screamingly said, Dad, you are born at a wrong time. So this is now, I feel we are born at a wrong time, but you are born at a right time. And with the AI technology coming in, well, chatbots and all are there, and you can make difference in your life with AI technology. And it can give you a lot of information provided you use it properly and judiciously. And do not become the victims of only AI because we are not able to use our heads. But if you want to become a real entrepreneurs, have that commitments, the values and the resilience and leadership skills, vision, and you will be really successful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Anand Edward D'Souza, for motivating us. Your life story was truly an inspiration to all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, we are truly fortunate to have with us Mr. Joseph Santosh Sequeira, who is the Principal Cloud Architect of Daedalus National Healthcare Services Global UK. He brings wealth of experience and wisdom that is sure to inspire and enlighten us. May I kindly invite you, sir, to address us all.
A very good morning to the respected dignitaries, all the professionals who have gathered here, the teaching staff, non-teaching staff, the administration, and also the lovely students of one of the most prestigious institutes of this country, St. Aloysius. I think you should be very proud of yourselves. I'm very nervous standing here, even though I've done it many times, but not to the students. This is after a very long time. Nervous because the present generation, the modern world, you know everything. You're smarter than us who belong to old school. Touch of a button, you'll find information. You'll say, you are wrong, I'm right, isn't it? That's the world you live in. Well, I do belong to that world, but it is by force. Because if I do not stand up to what the modern world brings in, I'll be outdated. I wouldn't live here in this world. I have to change my whole career. I work in IT technology, and I'll have to advance as the demand says. So, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, all the boys and girls, I work in IT technology. As I said, I was old school, but then again, I had to modernize myself and move into cloud technology. You know, we might have heard of cloud many times. What is cloud? It's basically providing IT services, to the present world in a modernized way. So why is it famous? Why everybody uses it? And why everybody says modernize the world with the digitalization? It's because, as the chief guest said, cost savings. What people used to do earlier, you would have required hundreds of people. You can do it for lesser. You can do it with lesser manpower. The second thing is agility. If in the olden days we had to develop a software, the manpower is required, and also we had to spend a lot of time. You can do it in minutes with the current technologies that are available, the AI and other stuff that is available in cloud. And also elasticity. Now this is one of the main features of the present modern technologies. Now what is it? In the olden days, for example, Aloysius College, if they have to run a software, they have to predict the future, how much space is required, what is required to run those resources and all this stuff. That's not required in cloud. You'll put bare minimum, and as you require, you'll expand it according to your growth. So that saves money as well. Right, you belong to the modern world, so probably you will also use it as you are going to, dwell into your future. So I have not come here to speak about what the subject is. I have come here to have a general chat to the young people, the people who will be going in the modern world. After your college, you'll probably going to do your master's or maybe PhD, but then you'll have to jump into the corporate world. The world where you have to run. You have to run always, otherwise someone will get past you. It's a world with an empty canvas with a lot of dots. The dots will be considered as opportunities, but you can't see them. Some can, and they get lucky, and they'll grab those opportunities and grow. Some can't, because there will be a ceiling, there will be an empty wall, there will be a clear glass that will be blocking your path. You'll try to go past it and you'll fail. You'll try again, you'll fail, and eventually you will give up. Now this is what I've come to speak about. I'll tell you a story. There was a marine biologist. He wanted to do an experiment. So builds a tank, fills water in it, and puts a shark in it. And then he puts tiny fish. And as soon as the fish goes in, the shark jumps and eats all the fish. And this thing repeats every day for a number of days. And then eventually what the marine biologist does is, he puts a barrier. He breaks the tank into two. He puts a divider in between, which is basically a clear fiberglass. And now the shark is on the one side, and the fish is on the other side. The shark tries to attack the fish, but it couldn't because the barrier or the divider was blocking it. Shark doesn't know. Shark cannot see the barrier or the divider because it was a clear glass. It tries again. This happens almost every day, and after a few days, the shark gives up. So at that point in time, the marine biologist takes out the fiberglass that was as a divider. The shark doesn't attempt to attack the fish because it still thinks that there is something blocking it. Now that is exactly how our life is. You will be given opportunities again and again. Like how our chief guest, Dr. Edward, said, unless and until you try again and again, you are not going to succeed. As I said, some people will be lucky. The opportunities will come to them straight away. Many of us, we cannot. I'll give you an example of one of the very famous people who started a company. His name was Harlan Sanders. Have you heard of him? I'm sure you have. If you haven't, when I finish the subject here, you will know who he is. He was at the age of 40, wanted to start his business, quite middle-aged, yeah? And he started selling chickens. Now you know where I'm going. And he was very unsuccessful. Yeah, because there was war going on and there were a lot of other issues that did not allow him to succeed. And eventually started a recipe, chicken recipe, right? And then he started selling it to franchises. He failed. He was rejected because his previous idea of selling chickens was rejected. And they didn't allow him to succeed. Nobody allowed him to succeed. I believe it's in the social media. He tried 1,009 times before his recipe was finally accepted as Kentucky Fried Chicken KFC, ladies and gentlemen. Now this is what tells you that if you would have stopped in the 10th attempt, do you think he would have been able to make this franchisee? Do you think he would have been able to make this huge industry of Kentucky Fried Chicken? Maybe, may not be, we do not know. But that is what tells you. You need to have confidence in your life. To put your step forward, be confident always. There are things that will be thrown at you. People will tell you, you cannot do this. Nobody knows what you are and how you're going to move forward in your life. Only you know about yourself. I will tell you, I can challenge and tell you, you belong to one of the prestigious institutes over here, right? Of probably the whole of South Canada. Every single one of you is a genius. Genius is just a definition. You need to bring it out in you. And that is when the world will call you genius. Okay? I'll tell you another thing. I like to compare the present world here to the place where I belong to, which is United Kingdom. We have a kind of differences between professions that we create in this part of the world, especially us Asians. If there is a director and if there is a person who is a sweeper or a guard, we always try to compare ourselves. We don't respect them. It doesn't exist in that modern world in United Kingdom. India is also very modern. I'm not talking about modern world. I'm talking about how people's mentality works there. Director will be sitting with the lowest graded, as we call it as, people and having a cup of coffee, having a general discussion. The director will never bother about what the profession the other person has on the other side. Neither the person who's sitting on the other side will be thinking about the director. They wouldn't talk about how much money that person has. They will not discuss about all these things. The other person who's sitting on the right side will be happy about what he's doing, and the director will be happy about what he's doing. My son is a mechanical engineer. He's studying mechanical engineering. And if I have to tell you my own son's story, I would be probably a bit upset if he's living in India and doing what he's doing. Well, he wanted to do a job, part-time job, just to earn some money to, spend his pocket, as a pocket money to spend for himself. So I told him, why don't you find a job to do that? So goes and finds one, and he finds a porter job. Now, porter in this world is called as people who clean vessels, utensils. Would you think me and you would have done that in this world? No. But there, nobody makes a difference whether you clean vessels or you're sitting on the top instructing people what to do. Now, that is the mentality that we need to bring in ourselves. I'm talking about you, the current world, the present world, the future of the country. If you have that mindset, I'll tell you, everything will be clean. Don't think about what the other person is doing. Just think about yourself. Don't think about what he is thinking about you, right? Now, if that mentality is going to continue, then we're always going to have problems in our lives. We're always going to go under depression. If your mindset is clean, if you're confident, and if you think that there are opportunities ahead of you, even if you cannot see it, even if the clear glass is blocking you, just go ahead, try hard, and one day you will succeed. You will be one of the successful people if you have the clear mentality and confidence in your life. So it was nice talking to you all, and wish you all a very good luck to a wonderful institute and also the students. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for those influential words. It is now my privilege to invite Reverend Father Vishwas Joy Miskit, who has been an integral part of our university, ensuring that all our financial systems are in place and running effectively. Father, we are delighted to have you with us. May I please invite you to deliver the presidential address.
Respected dignitaries, distinguished guests, registrars, Dean of School of Commerce, Finance and Accountancy, representatives from ISDC, the conveners of this international conference, eminent scholars, the faculty and students. A very good morning to all of you. At the outset, I would like to thank and congratulate the School of Commerce, Finance and Accountancy for organizing this international conference themed Industry and Innovation, Building Resilient Leadership for Inclusive and Sustainable Development. I feel this is a platform where many ideas will converge, many strategies will emerge, especially during the course of your paper presentations, and also when the resource persons present their ideas. And surely the leadership will be redefined for a more inclusive and sustainable future. Both the speakers have addressed us the rapid change in the environment, in the technology. There is technological advancement. There are also global challenges because of this technological advancement. And from both the speakers, we understand that it is not enough to have only business acumen. We also need resilient leadership. Leaders who can adapt to change and also drive transformation so that there is greater good with oneself and also in the place that they work. And that's why, as one of the management gurus, Peter Drucker would say, the best way to predict the future is to create one. And leaders are the ones who have to create a future for themselves and also for others. True leadership is tested especially during those times when things are uncertain. And Dr. Edward narrated us one such uncertain situation that he faced in his life. We all of us have gone through uncertain situations, especially during COVID-19 pandemic, where there was economic crisis. There was also, and there is also this technological disruption. that the technology that we have today gets disrupted in no time. We were all thinking that ChatGPT is here to stay. And just a few days ago, we have the Chinese AI tool, DeepSeek, which has disrupted the entire understanding of AI. And that's why leaders are called to be more agile, more flexible. They are called to be innovative, and more than that, people-centric. A resilient leader is not just one who survives the challenge, but also helps others to thrive amidst all these challenges. When we look at the world today, it is at the crossroads. There is climate change. There is also economic inequality. And this technological disruption demands bold and resilient leadership. Let us not view these challenges just as obstacles. As the speaker said, they are opportunities. And we have to strive to make use of these opportunities until we achieve the success. And that's a call for all of us gathered here, that we innovate, we reimagine, and build a better future. The first two words of the theme that we have, industry and innovation. If you look at those two words, they are the twin engines of progress, especially when we look at economy. They have the power to create jobs. They also drive economic growth and improve the quality of life of millions of people. Let us also be clear that progress must be inclusive, which is also part of discussion of today's international conference. We cannot attain sustainable development if we leave behind someone. So resilient leadership is the cornerstone. The cornerstone for the resilient leadership is this vision of inclusive growth, inclusive progress. It requires courage, it requires foresight, and a willingness to embrace change. It demands that we think beyond the short-term gains and look for long-term impact. Let us be those leaders who dare to dream big and who dare to act boldly, who dare to build a world that not only works for sustainable development, but also works for just society. I wish you all a productive and insightful conference. Let's innovate, lead, and build a future that serves generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Father, for the presidential address and inspiring us all. We are missing two important people among the dignitaries. May I know who are they? Yes? Two important people, yes. The Pro-Chancellor and the Vice-Chancellor, they could not make it due to their other commitments in the college. But nevertheless, we have their wishes and message, which will be played here through a video. So may I please request all the dignitaries to take your seat among the audience as we are going to watch the video, the message, wishes from the Vice-Chancellor and the Pro-Chancellor.
St. Aloysius deemed to be university is organizing a wonderful international conference on industry and innovation, building resilient leadership for inclusive and sustainable development. St. Aloysius strongly believe in developing the sustainable goals, and we are also part of this important process of completing all these goals whichever required within the institution within 2030. So all our conferences are part of it and also include very important part of these SDG goals. As we are working with the industry, that is very important to build the link as well as interface between academics and industry. This conference definitely will bring many academicians and industry people to work together to see that the gap is really removed in the long run and the students get the best of the two from the academics as well as from the industry. And the innovation will always be part of our students' life. Let that happen more and more in this conference, and we encourage encourage our faculty and the students to be very much part of it and engage in this conference and get the best out of it. Thank you. All the best to you.
Hello, everybody. I'm very happy that the School of Commerce, Finance and Accountancy of St. Aloysius University is having its international conference on this topic of industry and innovation, building excellent leadership for inclusive and sustainable development. I guess this is very important for students, especially who are participating in this particular conference, because they have a very wrong notion of industry, which means making a lot of profit. It's not profit at all costs, but it is inclusive growth and growth of a nation. And therefore, students need to understand and make sustainable development goals a part of their real bloodstream. No? And only when they do that, they will think of the good of everyone, the good of the country, the good of society itself. And therefore, they will have a lot to discover when they exchange ideas in an international conference. It is good to hear people from various backgrounds and backgrounds of industry. And when they learn this, they know that we can have an inclusive growth. I wish this conference all the very best. May God be with you during your deliberations and discussions, which is going to benefit a lot of students and a lot of those who are participating in this conference.
Thank you, fathers. It's our privilege to listen to your kind words, and we always look forward to learning from your expertise. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions. Once expressed, it changes attitude, brightens outlook, and broadens our perspective. May I now invite Ms. Renita Fernandez, the convener of today's program, to deliver a vote of thanks.
Gratitude is a powerful catalyst for happiness. Respected dignitaries of the days, delegates, faculty members, participants, a very good morning to you all. On behalf of the School of Commerce, Finance and Accountancy, St. Aloysius deemed to be university, I take this opportunity to express my sincere thanks and little gestures of appreciation. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge and extend our heartfelt gratitude to all the individuals whose dedication and support have made this conference possible. At the very outset, we express our sincere thanks to Reverend Father Melvin Pinto S.J., Rector, St. Aloysius Institutions, Pro-Chancellor, St. Aloysius deemed to be university, in his absence, for his support and vision that continue to inspire us in our academic and intellectual pursuits. In his absence, we also extend our deep appreciation to Reverend Dr. Praveen Martis S.J., Vice Chancellor, St. Aloysius deemed to be university, whose leadership and encouragement have been instrumental in shaping this conference. I thank the Pro-Chancellor and Vice-Chancellor for their words of motivation through their inspiring video messages. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the President of today's program, Reverend Father Vishwas Joy Miskit S.J., Finance Officer, St. Aloysius deemed to be university. We thank you, Father, for your support and encouragement through your inspiring words, your compassionate actions, and your commitment to excellence. A special note of thanks to Dr. Anand Edward D'Souza, Director of Down HR Solutions Private Limited, Bengaluru, for gracing us with his presence as the chief guest. Your insights and expertise has enriched our discussions and provided us with a broader perspective on the evolving industrial and innovative landscape. May I request Reverend Father Vishwas Joy Miskit S.J. to present a token of gratitude and appreciation to Dr. Anand Edward D'Souza. We are deeply honored by the presence of Mr. Joseph Santos Sequeira, Principal Clyde Architect at Daedalus National Healthcare Services Global UK, whose remarkable contribution in the field of technology and innovation have inspired us all. Your address has provided valuable insights into the intersection of industry, innovation, and leadership. May I request Dr. Alvin Dessa to present a token of gratitude and appreciation to Mr. Joseph Santos Sequeira. I thank Mr. Ronald Oliveira, founder and CEO, Zillion Pathways Dubai, and Mr. Shujat bin Ali, General Counsel and Chief Compliance Officer, Resustainability Limited, for accepting our invite for being the resource persons for today's conference. We eagerly look forward to hear from you, sirs. Thank you. We would also like to extend our sincere gratitude to ISTC and a special mention to Ms. Nanda Devi, who has been a strong collaborator for this international conference. Your partnership has been invaluable in facilitating knowledge sharing and creating meaningful discussions. Thank you, Madam. A heartfelt thanks to church members for their active engagement and significant contributions to the event. Your efforts have truly made a difference in making this conference both impactful and memorable. Thank you. Special thanks to the director of Arupe Block, Dr. Dennis Fernandez, whose support and encouragement makes a huge difference in the organization of such events. Thank you, sir. A big thank you to all the directors, deans, HODs of the other departments for their gracious presence. A deep appreciation goes to Dr. Manuel Tavru, Dean, School of Commerce, Finance and Accountancy, Associate Dean, Dr. Zina Mendonça, Assistant Dean, Ms. Jennifer Maria Quadras, Head of the Department, Dr. Shobha, for their continuous guidance and academic stewardship, which has played a crucial role in organizing this conference. A heartfelt thank you to Ms. Pujari Nisha Gopal, conference convener, whose meticulous planning, dedication, and tireless efforts have been the backbone of this event. Your leadership and organization skills have ensured the smooth execution of every aspect of the conference. Thank you, Madam. We also acknowledge the invaluable contributions of the organizing secretaries, heads of the various committees, faculty members, and all those who have worked behind the scenes. I also thank the NCC cadets, PRO, maintenance department, non-teaching staff, and technical team for their continued support in the organization of this conference. Last but not the least, our sincere appreciation goes to our delegates and students whose enthusiasm and engagement have added vibrancy to this event. Your presence and curiosity drive the spirit of learning and innovation, and we are grateful for your active participation. As we conclude this inaugural session, let us carry forward the insights and inspiration gained today as we embark on this journey of this conference. May this platform foster meaningful collaborations and drive impactful discussion towards a more resilient and sustainable future. Once again, thank you all, and we look forward to a successful and enriching conference ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Renita Fernandez, for your words of gratitude. Dear participants, here we come to the end of the inaugural program. I once again thank all the dignitaries for joining us for the inaugural program on International Conference on the topic Industry and Innovation Building Resilient Leadership for Inclusive and Sustainable Development. Thank you once again.